The Lagos State House of Assembly is embroiled in a deepening crisis. Former Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, was impeached. However, he has since challenged his impeachment in court, claiming the process of his removal was illegal, although he still denied that just yesterday. Well, in a surprising turn of events yesterday, Right Honorable Meranda's security details were withdrawn, and then later on it was indeed reinstated, while Obasa's was also reinstated. Obasa then stormed the Assembly complex, taking over and presiding over a sit-in with 4 members present.
Obasa also claimed that Meranda resigned as Speaker during a peace meeting held at the weekend at the Lagos House in Meranda. However, it's worth noting that Meranda had previously denied rumors of her resignation. Joining us today to provide insights into the crisis in Lagos Assembly is journalist and public affairs analyst Habib Aruna. Is also one who's very familiar with the workings of the Lagos State House of Assembly. One welcome to you, sir. And thanks for joining us this morning.
Morning.
Like Joe said, we thought we were done with the return of Obasa episode. Every week there's a new development. Given that 36 out of 40 lawmakers voted to remove Obasa from office, does his current claim of being Speaker hold any legal or constitutional weight, or is simply an attempt to strong-arm himself back to power?
I think we should situate what is going on in the Lagos State Assembly to some solid context. It's not a legal or constitutional matter, even though it's all under the Constitution. It's a political matter, and a political crisis, and will be resolved politically. My brother,
we've been on this matter for a while now. Why hasn't it been resolved?
I knew the matter was not settled yet. I was on the program yesterday morning, and I told them, even before Obasa invaded the General Assembly with his people, that the matter has not been settled, and to type. Because I told you, I covered that house more than 7 years. What we saw yesterday was an aberration, or something that I never thought would happen in Lagos State. Lagos is the center of excellence. Lagos is the bedrock for democracy, and we are always proud that what is happening elsewhere in the country cannot happen here. So when I saw it on my phone, the crowd, they were pulling up at the gate.
Carnival-like atmosphere.
Absolutely. And aided by security operatives, the police and civil defense. I was disturbed. People were calling me, and I was asking myself, I didn't answer them. I want to know what is really happening. And I saw the video of Asa. They drove him into the complex, and he was answering questions. I felt bad. And I think Obasa going to have the guts to have been so brazen, to brazenly enter the assembly without some nod from Abuja. Nod from Abuja in the sense that maybe implicit, not explicit. It's a possibility that Obasa, that they did not stop him. That they felt that, well, there's a vacuum. Let me take my time and enter. Then another critical point is that, why was it that it was yesterday that the security men attached to the speaker, Meranda, the speaker was removed. And why was it yesterday that the security men attached to Obasa were just like that? They restored those security men to him. So those are the things that we have to look at very well. But as I said, I was thinking that APC since APC is the dominant party in this state, they've been in a better position. They said it's a family affair, and I thought it would have been resolved in a family way. But so far, I'm disappointed. I don't think anybody should be happy with what happened yesterday in Lagos. They should not be happy. And I think the president himself, who is the symbol of our democracy, who swore to defend his democracy, is happy about it. He can't be happy about it.
Yeah, there's lawmakers.
But we saw some people were happy about it. I mean, if we do have the footage, we did see people jubilating and walking with him. But you know what? Let's also, our reporter was able to catch up with Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, and she asked a few questions. Let's see what he had to say in response to that.
As you rightly said, I'm here. So as I'm here, it simply means the house is on.
Well, sir, on social media, we have it information flowing that you barged into this premises.
Confirm it now. If you add, you should.
We were trying to confirm from you. Can you tell us exactly?
So what are you implying? Are you saying that I broke it or I broke the door to get access? Is that what you are saying?
I don't know.
So I go and confirm now. If you have had, then confirm from your source. He will do what?
Good.
Allege. Will do what? Will prove.
Have you been reinstated? Are you back now?
I've told you repeatedly, I've never been removed. There's nothing like impeachment. So I don't know what you are saying. I've said this openly.
Sir.
That everybody, remove, what is it called? Impeachment or whatever, or removing is all democratic and constitutional. But in doing that, to achieve that, you must follow the due process.
Well, he also held a plenary session, we hear, with just 4 members. And
he had to adjourn plenary because NEPA, we don't even know if it was IKGC or it was a sabotage.
Yes, the angry members decided to switch. But then again, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has spoken deeply about how this is starting to take away what true democracy means in Nigeria. What do you have to say about this entirety of this drama we're seeing, and just opposing it with what democracy really is?
If you look at the people that are in charge of Nigeria today, from the president to the bottom, these are people that fought for democracy. President Tinubu fought for democracy. President Tinubu was in the trenches, both in Nigeria and abroad, fighting for democracy. And now we have democracy. Now it's the symbol of democracy. And I've not seen where the president made a definitive statement on the crisis in the assembly. I can't remember seeing any. And I was thinking that being the former governor of this state, being the leader of this state, is not the governor as leader. I've told you before. It's the president as a leader, based on the structure. But look at the nature and character of Lagos State politics. In some other states in Nigeria, there's the governor that consummated the ascendancy of the speakers. Even though that is an aberration too, because the governor eventually, ultimately controls the legislature as against the interest of the people of the state. But in this state, it is the president that controls the state. Even when he became president, and he also determines to become a speaker. So now that we are seeing this, you should expect lovers of democracy, particularly people in opposition, to cry out that what is going on here? You guys are supposed to be defending democracy, but you are the one trying to truncate it. That is what Atiku is saying. And I think in this instance, Atiku is right to raise eyebrow, to express his affection that what is the president doing about it? And I think this kind of shout coming from the opposition and concerned Nigerians, the president will come out and tell us.
It's long overdue.
It's absolutely. From yesterday, I spoke with a APC leader in Lagos State. Okay, what is going on now? Have we not passed into stage? I thought that this had been resolved, that the train must have left the station. And he said, he could not talk. A leader of the state could not talk. I spoke with him on WhatsApp. I could tell him, no, he would not even say a word. But he expressed confidence, that the president will do something about it.
Everything that is happening now has serious consequences, and it could set precedents for our democracy.
Absolutely.
It's very serious business, especially coming from lawmakers who should be held to higher standards.
Yeah.
These are lawmakers, people of the law, and also law enforcement. Yeah. So now let's look at due process and legality.
Correct.
From that video clip we saw, Obasa insists that due process was not followed in his impeachment from a legal standpoint. Number one, do you think his claims have any merits, or is just political maneuver to delegitimize his removal? And then two, the role of law enforcement. They are also held to higher standards. In this last few weeks of this Obasa drama, we've seen law enforcement. They went there when Meranda was sworn in. They arrested some Obasa supporters, put them in the Black Maria when they were singing "On Your Mandate, We Shall Stand." We saw the invasion of the DSS. And then yesterday, we saw the removal who calls the shots? What's the hierarchy? What's the order? I mean, if we turn to the assembly under heavy police presence, does this not set a dangerous precedent where security agencies are forcefully used to override democratic processes?
I think that's the question. The first one is about due process. And I think Obasa was talking nonsense yesterday when talking about due process. We all saw how he was removed. Allegation of fraud and intimidating members. He was removed by 36 lawmakers. All right? They removed him, and to them, that was constitutional. That was in line with the law. You know, and we all know that legalists takes the vast stage when talking about impeachment in National Assembly. It is the lawmaker that decides who is impeached or not. That is already answered. The second aspect, which should concern me and you, is that our police did not act well yesterday. Early in the morning, we were told that Meranda security aids have been withdrawn. We were also told equally that the police that protect the assembly complex were also told to go. So it was invariably, you know, from the look of things, that the police that opened way and they restored Obasa's security aids. So it was the police, in all definition, that paved the way for Obasa to enter the place. But there was no police protecting the premises. You know, and it's a very bad precedent. People mentioned the case in Rivers State. You know, Rivers State is different entirely. Rivers is different because someone out there, an outsider, very powerful forces, and they were controlling the majority of lawmakers in Rivers. The governor only came in with his own loyalists, some lawmakers who are about 4 in number. So it's not the same thing. It's not the same. It's a different entirely. The governor of Lagos State is not involved in what is going on in the assembly. The governor is just looking helplessly, curiously. The governor is not, because as I told you, the lecturer character of Lagos State, the governor has less say. The governor is inconsequential.
So let me ask.
The unfolding drama.
Why is it that we know why you've mentioned why the governor doesn't have a say? Because of course it comes from the top. All right, the president ensures he governs the entire process. But control.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What is happening with our security operatives in this entire case? Benga has alluded to that in part of his question. I just need to flesh it up so we can really look at it. The police have come out to say, okay, fine, they've reinstated Miranda's security forces or a team. But what could have led to taking them out at the first? Does it also show that there seems to be some form of argument or disagreement, even with the police force?
No, I think the police only acted in the right way when people cried out, "Now what is going on? What are you doing?" The first question is, why was the security people
not at the assembly
that normally enforce security, maintain law and order at the assembly withdrawn in the morning? Why was the security aids of Meranda withdrawn? Why did you restore the security of Obasa at the same time? The statement that the police issued yesterday was very simplistic and nonsensical. It's not convincing. You say you withdraw the security aids of Meranda because you have been auditing. Auditing at that point in time, and that's the same day. What a coincidence. It's not convincing. The police will tell us another story. We withdraw the security of the speaker, Meranda, and later vulnerable because you are auditing. You don't audit. Okay, do you remove the security of the government of Lagos State? Someone because you are auditing.
You can't try that.
You cannot do that. So I think the police, what they are saying is half truth. What they are saying is not convincing. I read it yesterday 3 times, even this morning.
I mean, but there should be consequences for those sorts of things.
I think it's not ideal. I think it's inimical to our democratic process. I think it's a precedent that is not enviable, that must be stopped. Security police should not be used. If a person had no security men yesterday around him, he will not enter that place. And they knew that the members they've adjourned Senate indefinitely. Now when he knew that place was easy for him to enter, there are loopholes. So I think the CPA had a lot of questions to answer.
Now let's talk about, the Assembly has been adjourned indefinitely, and this leads to governance and public perception. They say it's a family affair, but the bigger family is 20 million Lagosians plus that are wondering what is going on. That this power, this ongoing power struggle, what does it mean for governance in Lagos? And is the Assembly still capable of making laws in the best interest of the people that matter the most, the ordinary Lagosians, or has it become a battleground for political survival? Because at the end of the day, it's the taxpayers that put them there in the first place, and they should go about their business, you know, making laws and talking about issues that affect our lives.
You know what is very important and sadly, but Lagos is Nigeria's commercial capital. Nigeria is Nigeria's.
It's called the center of excellence.
Lagos is West Africa economic hub.
Economic hub, yeah.
You know, anything that happens here has a ripple effect politically and economically. So the question you raise is very, very cogent and instructive. You know, it's a family affair to the people that are ruling. But the larger family of Lagosians, they are not comfortable. They are disturbed. They are worried that what is going on, who is making law for them. It's an erosion of confidence in our governance, you know, in the way we govern Lagos. But the same party has been ruling this state since 1999, you know, and this same party is now showing to Lagosians that they are not capable of resolving a simple matter. They removed Balumi in this state. Everybody did not fall. Even when Jumbo was governor, Balumi was removed. Guboreji became the speaker, you know, and Guboreji spent many years, more than 10 years. He left.
Mamora also.
When Mamora left, that was when this man came in. Balumi. You know, so there was no any crisis. There was a seamless transition between Guboreji and Obasa.
Yeah.
So why is this man insisting to be there?
He said he was impeaching abstention.
What did you know? I told you that the context that I used, that I stood on started this program. And the context is that the House of Assembly is where the power lies in Lagos. That's the bitter truth. That's the bitter truth. The House of Assembly is where the power lies. You know. So since someone is the one that sponsor or influence the governor to emerge, so there should be a way of checkmating that kind of person. And the disturbing reality that is emanating is that that problem in family problem in the assembly, because the power that be was not consulted before Obasa was removed. Then we had early last week, late last week, early this week, that the political leaders from Osun State, Ogun State, they met and resolved the matter. And the decision was that Meranda should resign. Obasa will go, not come back. But Obasa impeachment will be converted to legislation.
We saw that.
That's what we thought. That's why we are thinking that implicitly the matter has been resolved. Only to wake up yesterday and saw the drama that was playing out at the assembly. So we should be worried, and I think the presidency and the president, they should not allow this thing to continue. It's an embarrassment to them. No, I must tell you, it's an embarrassment to them. And the GAC that was to be the advisory body in this state has been helpless. The GAC has made the president.
It seems no one is even listening to them.
And I don't think Obasa will remain that place. That place will work. The lawmakers will not allow him to come back. It's so easy. These lawmakers are in charge of the legislature.
Because even yesterday, they did, one of them did speak and said,
No, he was speaking on their behalf.
On their behalf,
They were there.
Yes.
After his remarks, they all shouted, Obasa, no, Obasa. You see, I don't know why it's difficult for them to resolve this thing. I want this man to let go.
But Obasa said that he doesn't have anything against, he said they are his colleagues.
Brothers and sisters.
There's brothers and sisters. I mean, they're friends. He doesn't have anything against them. But all he's asking for is that due process must be followed.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that, let's
He was impeached in
interpret it.
absentia.
Yes, that's what it simply means. I was impeached in absentia. If I'm back to the House, let me return to my seat. As the Speaker, which he did yesterday, he said indirectly, I mean, the Speaker is back. The King is back to take his crown. However, if you need to remove me, then let's do it all over again, maybe using proper due process. But where do you see this playing out? Where do you see it leading to?
Thanks for your preamble. I'm a bit disturbed. Because if eventually the matter is resolved in a family way, many things must have been destroyed in the process. The confidence of Nigerians, the confidence of particularly Lagosians, would have been eroded and destroyed. It should have been resolved before now. I don't think why it's difficult to call Obasa to order. Obasa is just a floor member. He's just first among equal. What he was saying yesterday, that they are not fighting. Simplistic. We are not children. We're just playing with words. You know, we all know what he was talking, where he said, where he was heading to. So I think eventually, reason will prevail. Reason will prevail. I don't see him coming back. The lawmakers will not capitulate. They will capitulate in allowing Meranda to go to resolve the crisis. Give or take can be a zero-sum game. It will be give or take. But at the same time, Obasa has made himself to be a casualty of this whole process. He cannot write his own history. This is the first time this kind of thing has happened in Lagos State.
But I mean, the confidence of him to do that, I don't think he's
not a rural state or fallen state. This is a consequential state.
No, but the confidence.
And this man took close to his hand, aided by the police, and entered the house.
I mean, does that
nobody out in darkness?
In darkness.
Just to show that
In
yes,
darkness.
I've arrived.
But does that not tell you or infer that there might be powers behind the scenes for him to take such a drastic decision in a state like Lagos State? I don't think. Do you think he was acting in his own capacity, or he's getting assurance from some power broker somewhere that says, "Go, don't worry, we have your back."
In a paper, national newspaper, that I'm loyal to Tinubu, but I'm not acting on his behalf. I'm loyal to him, not acting for him. The other was, yes, Baba is my political father. But this time around, I'm acting on myself.
Okay.
But there's no way Obasa will take that step yesterday. There's no way police will allow him, will aid him. He was aided by the police to enter the house without the backing, without the order from the top. That is just my opinion. There's no way we were pulling the strings.
So where does this lead us with his court case? Recall that.
They asked him yesterday,
yes,
are you not in court?
He said it's
He
not
said,
it.
I'm a lawyer. You are not partisan, but you can ask my lawyers. So this man is
at one point he actually denied it.
I told you before that the man is very crude, very conventional. And the way he speaks, he should be the Speaker of Lagos Assembly. He should be eloquent enough. He should be articulate to marshal his point, to convince Lagosians why he's taking those actions. But very few people were convinced.
Yeah, and he was very dodgy in his answers to journalists yesterday.
If he was truly a Democrat, a lawmaker, and not a lawbreaker, he should have waited for the court to make a ruling or a judgment, not taking the action he took yesterday. But people that are aiding him, people that are supporting him, telling him to do this, they're not helping him. They're destroying democracy in this country. And what they are doing is setting a precedent. And it's unfortunate.
Well, talking of the impact of this, we've mentioned the ripple effect this would have, ripple effect on especially the economic capital, which happens to be Lagos, the way people would be looking at it, the way other political parties would be also watching very closely. Do you see any chance of maybe coming to a conclusion that Obasa may have to maybe stay possibly a bit longer before he's left, because according to him, the GAC met over the weekend, and it was agreed, Meranda agreed to step down, and that was what he said just yesterday, meaning that if she steps down, he may have to continue until they find a suitable candidate that would indeed take that position. Do you see this just being left that way? And what's the, sorry to add, just to add, and what's the way forward for Right Honorable, Mojisola Meranda, if this happens?
I don't see, based on my understanding and readings in Lagos politics, and particularly the House of Assembly, you see, the power that be are also mindful of the effect of any action they are taking. The power that be are also mindful of the consequences that the actions we have in both the politics and economy of the state. I don't think they want to allow Obasa to stay. You know what we saw yesterday. Even if they want to allow him to
Before
stay,
yesterday.
what happened yesterday will affect the way they think, the action they will take. And you see, I see the president coming out either today or tomorrow to make a definitive statement on this.
You think so?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yes, I'm telling you
what?
To tell this man to go.
I'm going to hold you to your word.
Yes, I'm telling you.
If the president comes out to speak, we will ensure that we have you back
He
here.
will not speak, but there will be a statement.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, whichever way.
Because they will not allow them to go to face that, to face things like that. It's wrong. It's not only wrong, it's disturbing and annoying.
And embarrassing too.
And embarrassing. What an arrogance.
So when do we expect the lawmakers to get back to their...
No, they've signed off, sin and die. And don't forget that.
But you can't have background
Lagos is
forever and ever.
It's a semi-Muslim state.
Okay,
We are starting fasting tomorrow. So that place, for the next 30 days, if you expect that place to be dry.
So that means Obasa can go in anytime he wants.
No, he'll be fasting.
Obasa is not doing what he's doing. He's just trying to be a rascal. Exhibiting.
Maybe Ramadan will calm him down.
Exhibiting what is not right, So whether he's there or not does not even matter. But if you look at what he said yesterday, the spokesperson of the House yesterday, what he said was very instructive. That the leaders should act immediately. The leaders should not take them for a ride. The leaders should not take them for granted.
Very instructive.
Yes. So what he said is very, very important. And I think the leaders are also watching. I think ABC as a body and the president as a person will act decisively on this matter within the next 48 hours.
We'll keep watching. We'll
keep watching. Hopefully, something will come out of this one. But I want to thank you so much for your explanation. And you've been following the House. You've written about the House. You followed it closely, like you said, for 7 years.
It's very dear to you.
It's very dear to you. We can tell
very
with the way you feel.
And that to Lagosians. Because you see, what the legislature is messed up. We are messed up. Because the legislature is made up of our representatives.
Yes.
We elected them to be there. And in democracy, the legislature controls the purse, but the executive controls the sword. They execute. So that's why the first casualty of any interregnum, of any military coup, is the legislature.
Yeah.
The first body that was set up in America after the independence was secured
Declaration of Independence.
was Congress. That's the first body that was set up. So legislation is very, very key. And we should be concerned that the place is not messed up. It's not desecrated by the actions of people like Obasa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Habib Aruna, for breaking this down. Well, it's a conversation that we know it's a developing story. It simply means that there'll be more updates to follow. Maybe Right Honorables Obasa and Meranda will be granting more interviews and will be speaking. But just to wrap it up, I mean, Meranda, Right Honorable Mojisola Meranda, seems to be very soft at heart. We did see videos of her crying. Many have said she's not able to take the heat, so she might as well throw in the towel. And I think that's what Obasa said, that she did throw in that towel over the
It's not
weekend.
for her to throw in the towel. It's for the people that are supporting her to capitulate. Also, she's not seeing them at her back. she will capitulate. But so far, she's been holding forth because those guys are supporting her. And yesterday, that thing was also demonstrated.
Do you think they will support her for that long?
No, what I'm saying is that if there is an agreement that Obasa will not come back, you will go to secure the state based on the character and nature of the state. If that is not there, they will step down. But the character of the Lagos state presupposes that they don't own their political future. It's tied somewhere. So they have to be very careful of that. And the most circumspect and the decisions are taken. If it were other states, they will fight to the end, and that will happen. But this is the Lagos state.
And things have gone differently.
Statistics.
Okay. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Habib Aruna.